Welcome back to Peace, Love and Tarot. This reading is for Aquarius, Sun, Moon or Rising, and it's the weekly reading for the week of July 22nd to the 28th. Your cards this week, Aquarius, energies leaving, completing or transitioning. You've got the Eight of Cups here. Focus energies, you have the Hermit with the Ace of Crystals, and you have the Six of Pentacles coming in towards the end of the week. So Aquarius, the message that I'm hearing loud and clear as I was selecting your cards during the shuffling process is the answers are within. So if that means, something to some of you, then this reading's for you, but let's see how that unfolds. Okay, so recent past. So we had two cards come out for this position here, Aquarius, right? So we have the Eight of Pentacles and we have the Eight of Cups. Alright, so number 8, double 8 energy here, mastery and power. Okay, so for some of you, this could be about, mastering a skill. You put a lot of time and energy into something, building it slowly, chipping away, carving out those pentacles, carving out that path, carving out a future for you, investing in a relationship, investing in a course of study. Whatever it is, I feel like, you put a lot of time and energy and effort slowly building something up over a period of time. So we're not talking, since last week. This could have been over months or years, For some of you, it could have been, putting a lot of energy, time and energy and effort into, building a skill set so you could take on a new job, get a promotion or that sort of thing. So, under that Eight of Cups energy, I feel like there's a couple of scenarios that may have happened. Either once you kind of, got to that point where you made that transition into the thing you'd been working towards, I feel like for some of you, it may not have been what you thought it would be. It may not have been that, that grass is greener situation. And some of you have chosen to leave that. For others of you, I feel like there's a sense of you've kind of gone as far as you can with something, or you've achieved a sense of self-mastery for it, and you're really wanting to move on to new challenges and new opportunities because you're no longer fulfilled. That's what we see with the Eight of Cups. You do have, it has been fulfilling for a period of time. You might have experienced a lot of joy from that, or harmony, some emotional fulfillment, some satisfaction, and that type of thing. However, you've got to the stage where you realize, well, there is actually something fundamental missing, or it's no longer completing me. Therefore, it's time to move on to your next challenge, right? Because you've got that sense of mastery with this one, and there's a huge sense of power in acknowledging that, and some of you might be in the place right now where you're, in the moving on transition stage, or some of you may have already done that, or for others, you may really want to do that, but you haven't taken that step quite yet. However, I think in your gut, with your sense of intuition, if you tune in, I really feel, that's the answers are within again. I really feel like you have the inner knowledge and wisdom, where what you must do, and if it's not what you must do, at least that you need to move on to something else because it's no longer serving you, no longer fulfilling you. It could even be, for some of you, it could be a relationship situation as well that you put a lot of energy into building, but you got to a point where it's like, well, there's only so much effort I can put in, and if the other person isn't putting in as much, or if those fundamental things or non-negotiables are just not there, then I do need to move on. That the moon here is that reminder to follow your intuition because, the answers are within. And we see you doing just that this week, going within to seek answers, to seek truths. That's what the Hermit does, or that's what the Hermit energy asks you to do. So this week, the Hermit is asking you to be that person that, goes within to reflect on the situation, and to seek illumination and guidance as to, what is the path, to start illuminating that path, to open it up so you can take the first tentative steps in your new direction. You know, the Hermit here links to the star energy as well. We've got the little baby star in the lantern there. So, you know, what it tells you is that, you know, that new light of hope is beginning to shine. And, you know, if you keep on seeking and going within, it's going to start burning brighter and brighter. And if you align yourself, if you find that alignment, if you start taking the steps on the path, you'll find that more of that path opens up. The lantern gets brighter, it illuminates the way until you'll actually be able to see, you know, you're in the far distance, you'll be able to see that destination, your new destination, and know where that journey is taking you. So, you know, I feel like that's what a lot of you will be doing this week. Well, you know, please do take the time to go within, recluse if you can. I know most people are busy with, you know, work and jobs and careers and families and children, and you really need to be in the mix of life. But if you can, even if it's just for 15 minutes at the end of the day, go and sit somewhere quietly. Or if it's as you're falling asleep, that's one of my favorite times to do this, as you're falling asleep, to really, you know, think about, you know, where you've come from and where you might be going, and really listen to your guiding voice, to your gut, to your heart. And that is where the key lies for, you know, what you should do. And I feel like if you are able to tune into that inner wisdom under the Hermit energy, you know, the Ace of Crystals is what's going to start seeding for you. So guys, the Ace of Crystals is equivalent to the Ace of Pentacles in the Rider deck. Now, what I love about the Aces as being the number one in each of the suit of the tarot cards is that these are pure potential, right? It's almost like this little star here. It is the light of pure potential that is all ready for you to turn up that dimmer switch and turn it into something beautiful and new. Whether that is a new relationship, a new job, you know, taking whatever it is and running with it. But the key with the Aces, guys, is that, you know, they are these seeds of pure potential. It is the candlelight here, or the little fire, the little campfire that you've just started to build with the kindling, and you've just started to get it sparking. It's just igniting. But we know what happens when we leave the campfire, right? We leave it and we go to sleep for the night. We wake up and, you know, it's gone out. Especially if we didn't take the time to build it into a proper fire and let it burn down into, you know, established glowing embers. It goes out, you know, the flame goes out. So what we must do is take inspired action to keep the embers burning, right? So that's what it's asking you to do this week, to discover what that new opportunity may be and to take those first tentative steps. Even if you've only got half light to do that in, or even if you don't feel full illumination, just start on that new journey, and that's going to serve you well. So coming in towards the end of the week, interesting little combo here, guys. We have the Six of Pentacles, but I wanted to draw a second card for that position. And I got a card that I actually love, as ominous as it can look, and that is the Death card. So, you know, Six of Pentacles, this new move that you're getting prepared to make, or this new opportunity, is going to bring you much more into a sense of balance, right? It's going to bring you in a much more place of, you know, emotional harmony. It's going to like balance your energy a lot more, and I also think that you're going to get a lot more growth out of it, because I think that's kind of what had stagnated in the past position. So it's all about, you know, setting yourself on a path that's going to fulfill you, going to get growth, and you're just going to be a lot more happy in. Now, under the Death energy here, it asks you, what do you need to release, to let pass, to die, in order to set out on this new journey, in order to get that growth, you know? So it's almost like you've really decided that you need to move on from something. You've gone within and you've seen the potential and the opportunities that are available to you, and now it's time to really implement it and put it into action. But death asks you, what do you need to release first? And it's likely that what you need to release is, remnants of the situation if you have moved on. If you haven't moved on already, it's probably whatever this thing is for you. So with death, we really need to let things pass out of our lives that are no longer serving us. It's essential for our spiritual, alchemical transformation, as indicated by the flower and the flag here, right? It's essential to let go of heavy things that are now creating a sense of darkness in our lives, so that the bright new sun can rise each day, and that we can have a beautiful new day. We can have new illumination. It's almost like a little star here is eclipsed by the sun that rises after we let things go. We need to stare it directly in the face, not to feign away from it, because when we turn away from it, that's when we actually hold ourselves back from growth, and we hold ourselves in that stagnant place, and that feels really horrible. That's when we feel out of balance. That's when we feel like the beggar of life. What we really want to be is, we want to be, in our emperor's cloak here, we want to be the giver in life, and to be abundant, to be balanced. We don't want to be the beggar of life that's only getting the scraps because they haven't, let things pass out of their life, and then your energetic resources become, they dwindle. You don't get the opportunities come your way because the energetic clearing and space isn't there for them, Aquarius. That's what we need to do. Let things pass out of our lives so that we're in a place of power, abundance, and balance, and we're no longer the beggar of life. But as I've mentioned, the key statement for your reading here today is the answers are within. So just go inside and seek them. Okay, Aquarius, that's what I have for you today. Keep in mind it's a general reading. It won't resonate for every Aquarius out there necessarily, and I'll be back here next week for another reading with you.